Having done VCE English in 2024, I've actually had lots of regrets about the way I've approached this subject. After my final study score, I talked to so many people who got 50s in English, VCE English, and talking to these people, there were 7 things that they mostly said it was quite repetitive, and I've collected those 7 tips for VCE English, and I'm about to tell you guys. So getting straight into it, tip number 1 is put 100% effort into every single essay that you write. So think about it. If you put 100% effort into all your essays, this is actually how you improve. Say you put a 60% effort into an essay and you submit that to a teacher, just a practice essay, and they grade you with all of their critiquing skills, and then you receive the feedback. But this is only feedback that 60% of you actually tried on. Whereas if you put 100% of your effort and getting feedback on that essay, that was literally the best essay you could have ever written. And now you've received a higher level. So being able to submit an essay that you knew you tried and you couldn't do anything else to improve will actually help you improve and reach a higher level. Number 2, using spelling mistakes powerfully. So this is a bit controversial, but spelling mistakes can contribute to an atmosphere where you actually know what you're doing. For example, you can place more emphasis on certain words, phrases, and even ideas with spelling mistakes. And using these spelling mistakes, you do draw attention from your English assessors and your teachers, and they can focus on what you really want to say throughout your essay. Think about it. These people are marking hundreds of essays every single week, every single day, and all these essays have perfect spelling. But once they see those spelling mistakes that you make in those certain ideas, they're bound to reread that, and they can see what you're really actually trying to say and absorb it much better. Number 3, don't make spelling mistakes at all. Making spelling mistakes can take away a lot of the marks and should always be avoided at all costs. Spelling mistakes can easily make you look stupid, even if your essay had smart ideas. Think about it. Your teachers are reading through your essay and they suddenly see a spelling mistake. This can easily disrupt the flow of their thinking and make it detract from what you're actually trying to say. Number 4, write at least 1 essay a term. If you don't write at least 1 essay a term, you're bound to fail. Through each of these essays that you're writing every term, you will get better. Writing 0 essays a term is not as good as writing 1 essay a term. Number 5, use the same words every time when talking about the same thing to make sure the audience doesn't get confusing. If you use different/distinct words or synonyms, you're just going to give confusion from the audience. Stop doing that. Number 6, make sure the word count is inversely proportional to the amount of sentences you have. That one's pretty obvious. Number 7, when using quotes from the book, always quote the whenever you say the. The reason for this is that you get extra marks on the quote criteria rubric thing. And that's it for me now. Okay, obviously that was all April Fool's type related stuff, but I actually did want to give out some advice for each of the sections of English. So the first one is section A, which is basically all the SACs about the text. So when you're preparing for your text, you want to actually gather all the themes that you have in your text and then have essay plans for each of those themes. Then, no matter what essay topic they throw at you, you can somehow model your pre-written plan to that essay theme. And then for section B, you actually want to have a similar approach to section A. So section B is writing about your framework of ideas, whether it's personal journeys, protests, countries, or play. You want to think and break it down to a bunch of different sub-themes and then have an idea of what you want to write for each of those sub-themes, so that when they throw a stimulus at you, it will relate to one of those themes, and then you can write a story and make sure it ties into the stimulus. So it was actually kind of a similar approach. Now section C, you need to have a word bank and phrase bank that relates to analyzing language. This is really helpful because a lot of the time people are not analyzing enough, they're more so summarizing. So having this word bank will lead you into instant analysis. So make sure you have a word bank. I do have one of my own, at least few hundred words and phrases that me and my friend who got over 50 had made. If this gets enough likes, I might, actually no one's gonna like this video to us, I might post that. But yeah, so I will actually make a English video going more in depth into what I did before my SACs and exam. And actually, if there's enough attention, I will post my full oral SAC, which is for analysis. Anyway, stay tuned. And sorry for the long wait.